If you didn't know, the Tuah girl
and spit on that thing, you get me?
has been given a podcast and it's blowing up. But it's not blowing up because the content's any good.
Good bro talks.
Because honestly, don't bother watching, terrible. However, if you go to the YouTube comments of this podcast, you get some of the best things you've ever seen. So today, let's react to some. Okay, I've put the comments, as you can see, to top, and the first one is, my phone was at 1% when this was posted. I unplugged my grandma's life support to charge it. This podcast truly changed my life. This is the first one, and they're all like this, so let's keep going. I was a miserable alcoholic until I discovered the Tuah podcast. Honestly, they just keep going. Currently fighting on the front lines in Ukraine, and everyone has called a truce to watch episode 1 of the Tuah podcast. Life-changing podcast this is, life-changing. Wow, okay, I'm not even sure I can read some of these. I'm an 11-year-old slave worker from the Mongol Empire who was worked to death by Genghis Khan, and right before I took my last breath, I felt a warm fire in my heart. Something was telling me to keep going, I didn't know what it was, but that fire in my heart kept me alive just barely as I wheezed my way through the pain. I did not know why the gods wanted me alive. The unbearable pain made death seem like the easiest option for me, but I didn't die. For thousands of years I stayed alive, wondering why I was living, wondering why I didn't go to that day, until June 2024 when the Tuah meme came out. I felt all the pain of all those years just vanished. The Tuah meme, wow, just, I mean, these are getting creative as well. I mean, fair play. When this dark side of the internet comes, the comment section is, mwah, chef's kiss. I'm dying of cancer and this podcast is the only thing keeping me sane. Missed my child's birth for this, talk to her. Yo, bro, Tuah is on. Yeah, I mean, clearly, hundreds of people watching. I'm a Boston Massacre survivor and a War of 1812 veteran. I've been fighting PTSD and dysentery for 200 years now, and I can say with my full heart that Tuah is my favourite podcast. It's great for calmness at night. Wow, honestly, there is just so many. Those are just a few. You honestly have to check out the podcast section. Don't bother with the podcast, terrible, but the comment section of this podcast, honestly, there are so many of these and they're so creative. Some of them you're just like, wow, I mean, how do people even think of these? But what do you think of this? Do you agree with the comments? Do you not? Have you watched the Tuah podcast? Let me know in the comments.